Bombay Begums, the new Netflix series that's caused quite the uproar in India, dares to be queer in the face of a country that just decriminalized gay sex back in 2018 and still has not legalized gay marriage. But it does a lot more than that. The show takes an in-depth look at what it's like to be a woman struggling to rise to the top of a male-dominated society. In Bombay Begums, we see adultery, bribery, sexual assault, prostitution, drug use, and a very graphic depiction of a miscarriage. Honestly, if this show had even the tiniest amount of fantasy element in it, it would be Indian Game of Thrones, I swear to thank God none of the characters turned out to be secret bastard dragon riders. Indian government body, the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, sent a warning to Netflix saying that they should stop streaming Bombay Begums on the grounds that the series could incite abuse and exploitation. But as of yet, nothing concrete has happened and the series is still available to stream. So go grab your chai and no, you dumbass Western it's not chai tea. Chai means tea. So when you skaggity ass white say, I want some chai tea, you're literally saying, I want some tea, as in you have to pee. Just stop saying chai tea. Haven't white people done enough? So go grab your masala chai and get ready for a spoiler-free crash course in this buzzworthy Indian series. We are going to go through all the juiciest characters, and then I'm going to rate the queer kissing scene. I'm Amanda, and this is my really gay YouTube channel. Bombay Begums, created by Alankrita Srivastava, follows the lives of 5 women who are living in Mumbai, which used to be called Bombay, hence the name of the series. Bombay, or Mumbai, is the second largest city in India and the 7th largest city in the world. The shots of the city's skyline and some of the urban areas were some of my favorite shots of the whole entire series. You can imagine how hard it would be to come to the 7th largest city on the globe and try to make it as a single woman. But you don't have to, because Bombay Begums does that for you. The first most prominent character we meet in the series is Rani, played ingeniously by Pooja Bhatt. The backdrop to Bombay Begums is a bank that 3 of the 5 women work at, and Rani has just been named CEO of that bank. Okay, right off the bat, I gotta get this out of the way. Rani, and I mean this with the utmost respect. Rani is the milfiest I've ever watched on my TV screen. And I mean this with so much respect. After 2 episodes, I realized I was in love with her. Something about that deep voice. It just sends chills all over my spine. I know she probably got it from 30 years of chain smoking, but I can't help it. I love a whose voice sounds like she's 3 cigarettes away from being able to sing bass in a doo-wop group. I get it. It's hot. There are moments when Rani does things that would normally make you hate a person. But the way she carries herself and navigates through every challenging situation she comes across totally draws you in. She's the character I found myself rooting for the most. And I think it's because she's the one that came off the most authentic. Rani's flawed, but ambitious, ruthless, but empathetic. And to be honest, who wouldn't do everything in their power to keep their position when they've worked their entire life to get there? Even though on the surface Rani's all Cruella de Vil, the writers continually get us to sympathize with her. Like, for example, when her husband continually says the wrong name during sex. You know what's weird to me? I have never in my life, while having sex, thought, you know what would be hot? I'm just gonna say their name over and over and over again until is this a straight people thing or what? Because never in my history of banging has anyone ever been like, Amanda. TV and movies, when I see straight people having sex, this is a thing I see a lot. Like, some names just aren't gonna do it for us, you know? Like, honestly, how hot is this? Tim! Oh my god, Tim! Oh, Tim! Timmy! This may be a little on the money, but I found Aisha, the queer character, to be the most relatable. Aisha is the pretty young working woman who spends most of season 1 looking for a place to live. But as we see on the show, because she is a young single woman, it is very difficult for her to find housing. Despite the fact that she has the money to pay the rent, potential landlords want to know why she isn't married and where are her parents. Haza discusses this hilarious moment when she's apartment hunting with her leasing agent and she just casually drowns her leasing agent out by putting her headphones in.
Chalo? Who am I? But a crazy searching for saint or sinner, loser or winner.
That takes some balls to just be like, you know what? You keep on talking. I'm just gonna... Aisha's bisexuality is also something she spends season 1 coming to terms with. She develops an infatuation with the hot jazz singer at her local bar and ends up just showing up at her apartment and then kissing her. And believe me, I will be rating the kiss later on in the video, but for now, trust me, it was more than just a peck. It was hard for me to wrap my head around how big of a deal this is in Indian media, that they are showing Aisha's bisexuality. You know, as a Westerner, I've only seen a handful of Bollywood films and Indian movies, but I will say the stuff that I watched, like, there was no lesbianic activity whatsoever. So I was actually shocked by this portrayal and pleasantly surprised that they have a trans woman on the show as well. But when I went online to kind of see the general reaction to Aisha and her, you know, queerness and everything, it dawned on me that maybe in 2021, portraying queerness in an Indian television series is not that big of a deal. And yet, as somebody who has been to India one time and, you know, spent a super fraction amount of time there, I was kind of bowled over. The character of Fatima is an interesting play in role reversal, where normally on TV and movies you see male characters kind of feeling like they're being tied down by their woman. In Bombay Begums, it's Fatima. It's the wife who feels like she's being tied down by her husband. Despite the dark cloud hanging over these two, I will say their marriage gave me quite the laugh throughout the show.
I want your baby. Your child will be mine.
Look out! You just caused a 98 car pileup because you weren't watching the road!
Surprise!
क्या है ये सब?
Congratulations to us. It's worked. It is finally happening.
Dude? I know I'm saying this as a white, but maybe if you didn't get her a white baby doll, she'd be a little more pumped to have this baby with you. Ever think of that? The character of Lily is a prostitute who shows us that no matter how hard she tries, society will always see her as nothing more than a whore. Lily, while compelling, is sort of a messy character for me. It was hard for me to believe a social welfare program would just hand the keys of a factory over to someone with zero knowledge or experience. No matter what level of corruption was involved, that kind of was a head scratcher for me. Jai, the fifth main character of the series, also functions as the narrator.
Mummy, why did Eve eat the forbidden fruit?
And why should anything be forbidden anyway? I don't like that the world claims Eve.
That's what I've been saying for like 30 years. Why the f are women to blame? Because some bitch wanted to get her fruit on. I mean, fruit isn't even bad for you. Maybe if the was trying to score a quadruple bacon cheeseburger, I can understand being blamed for the downfall of all of humanity. But come on, just a piece of fruit? Shai is 13 and awkward, and she's the stepdaughter of Ronnie, the CEO of the company. And she doesn't get as much screen time as her counter leads, but she does function as the thorn in Ronnie's side. Finding kid actors who can act is no easy task, but Adya Anand does a fabulous job playing a teenager dealing with the loss of her mother and her evil, the person she views as her evil stepmother. It's time to rate the kissing scene. Okay, at first it was kind of an awkward kiss, but I was impressed with the amount of lip locking time. Like, it was a solid 20 to 30 seconds. For a brief moment, I wondered if the actor who plays Ayesha had ever kissed another woman before, but that melted away as the kiss progressed. I think I changed my mind when the jazz singer got really into the kiss and started like passionately kissing her back. So I'm rating it 3 out of 4 stars because it was hot. It was a hot kiss, but it could have been better. But also, it's Aisha's first lady kiss, so it shouldn't have been perfect. So actually, this was the perfect amount of stars that it should have received. There are 2 subsequent lesbian sex scenes in this show after the kiss. One of them is hot, and one of them is, well, I won't spoil it for you. I'll let you see it for yourself. There's a lot of adultery and shit in this TV show. It makes you feel kind of nasty watching it. The series doesn't shy away from the things that women have to survive, like sexism and sexual assault. But it does attempt to lighten the mood, and it succeeds at doing so, like when they make fun of TED Talks.
By the way, I loved your TED Talk.
Thank you.
So you learned leadership skills by observing oak trees as a child. That's quite amazing.
For me, the series comes so close to getting it right, I have to recommend you watching it. The thing they get wrong is their rushed attempt to wrap everything up with a bow at the end. For a series that spent 5 episodes painstakingly drawing a picture of what it's like to be a working woman living in Mumbai, they really seemed eager to throw it all away at the end and this odd kind of 5-minute wrap up. In the end, the series is worth it for Pooja Bhatt's portrayal of Ronnie alone. She is the backbone of this show, and the series' best moments all take place through or around her point of view. You know, I gotta be honest, I was in this series for the bisexual character alone, but I ended up being just as into the political warfare at the bank as I was the queer stuff, surprisingly. So even if you're not as excited about queer South Asian representation, you should be excited about a television show that brings office politics to the next level. Okay, so watch the show, tell me what you think, because I want to know, what do you think of the queer relationship, and who is your favorite character in the show? All right, that's it for today's video. Y'all stay safe out there. I'll see you next vid.